Alrighty everyone, so I got some really great news for all of you. In case you weren't aware, Niantic did revert back the 80 meters interaction distance for Pokéstops and Gyms. Now, after a couple of weeks of just a lot of back and forth between the community and Niantic, it looks like they decided to go the correct route and actually redeem themselves by listening to the feedback of the community. This is of course a culmination of the community coming together with the Hear Us Niantic movement, and we've been voicing our concerns with Niantic's direction with Pokemon GO as of late. And it looks like Niantic did heed the call. They did listen to the feedback and took it seriously, because changes were made to Pokemon GO that are going to be beneficial for the long run. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. This is a really exciting one. I've been desperately waiting for some great news to share, and this is definitely it. So here we go. Let's roll the intro and get right into it. And how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Count here with a brand new Pokemon GO video, and I feel like it's been the longest time since I reported something good from Niantic, and today is definitely that. So after a couple of weeks of the community just constantly complaining and providing a lot of constructive criticisms, it looks like Niantic finally made the right move and gave the community what they've been asking for. And what exactly am I talking about? It is, of course, the 80 meters interaction distance for Pokéstops and Gyms. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, or you haven't been paying attention to Pokemon GO as of late, or you just simply do not play this game and you came across this video, well, recently Niantic decided to roll back some of the pandemic bonuses in Pokemon GO, because of course Pokemon GO is a game that involves going outside, and they had a bunch of these different bonuses in place to make up for the lockdowns and the lack of public availability and all of the restrictions that are going on in local communities that prevents players from going outside and playing the game the way it was initially meant to be played. But recently Niantic decided to roll back some of these pandemic changes in the United States and New Zealand. Of course, in New Zealand, they temporarily brought it back, considering that New Zealand entered a new lockdown. But of course, because the United States did not have any official government mandates, they decided to keep the pandemic bonuses out of the game, at least until recently. Actually, yesterday, Niantic decided to put back at least the 80 meters interaction distance back into the game. Now, of course, this was the one pandemic bonus that players have been clamoring for, outside of it being just a great quality of life improvement for Pokemon GO players. This one bonus was something that a lot of players were used to for the last couple of years. So for Niantic to take it away out of the blue was extremely jarring, and it created a lot of negativity in the community. So naturally there was a huge outcry for Niantic to put it back into the game. And of course Niantic did not really speak out about it. They just kind of held their ground silently, and this actually angered the community quite a lot, to the point where a bunch of content creators and community leaders banded together to form the Hear Us Niantic movement. This was of course a hashtag with an open letter that was pushed on Twitter and social media to get Niantic's attention, and it looks like it did. And as a response to the Hear Us Niantic movement, Niantic actually created what they called a task force to actually deal with these community concerns. And of course, we weren't expecting too much, but we were just kind of hoping that Niantic did actually listen to the community. A lot of players were not expecting Niantic to do really anything. They just kind of assumed that Niantic was going to double down and just stick with their original decision, and then they were to use this task force as some sort of face-saving maneuver in order to gain back some of the PR that they've lost. And you know, they actually pleasantly surprised us by actually implementing the stuff that the community was asking for. And of course, they gave themselves the deadline of September 1st. So if anything, we weren't really expecting to see anything until September 1st. But actually, almost a week early, they decided to roll back the changes that a lot of players have been asking for. Real quick, let me point you to this article from Pokemon Go Hub, which of course was one of the community leaders that this Niantic task force reached reached out to, and they actually shared a lot of interesting details with the conversation that they had with Niantic. Now, there are two key takeaways that I took from this conversation that they had. First and foremost, it seems like the 80 meters distance was kind of a knee-jerk move from Niantic, and I can totally see that. It seems like they assumed that the pandemic was only going to last for about 3 to 4 months. I mean, a lot of us assumed that, and of course, because it lasted much longer than anticipated, it was really difficult for them to retract some of these bonuses as they were intended to. And another key takeaway that I thought was extremely interesting is how they specifically pointed out that sponsored Pokestops don't actually generate the amount of revenue that a lot of players think they do. And of course, because of that, they treat them just like any other Pokestop and gym. I don't know the actual truth behind that sort of statement, but if that were to be true, then it definitely changes a lot of our perceptions of Niantic and why they retracted this in the first place. It really does seem like the reason why they took away this pandemic bonus in the first place is because they are absolutely gung-ho about the exploration aspect of Pokemon Go. And I could totally understand that. This game is meant to be completely different from any other game out there, and it seems like they want to reinforce the idea of players going out and playing the game outside rather than just staying at home. And yeah, I've said this before, but in a vacuum, that is something ideal, but realistically, we can't have that anymore. The world has completely changed because of the pandemic, and everyone is playing a lot differently. They're going to be a lot safer than they used to be, and of course, like I said before, the whole increased distance did open up a lot of doors for other players, like disabled players and people who cannot leave their house. So overall, you could tell this was a big philosophical shift for Niantic, and they did it specifically to cater to the players, and that's something we just simply cannot ignore as a community. I've been saying this for a while now on my channel, but I was really afraid that Niantic was starting to go down the path that a lot of other big game companies tend to go down, like for example with EA and Supercell and Blizzard Entertainment. Like, a lot of these companies tend to have a very tedious relationship with their own gaming communities, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of these companies started to outgrow themselves and they just stopped respecting their communities. But with this move, it seems like Niantic wants to go the other way. They actually do want to show that they are listening to the community, at least with this one little thing. So I'm really happy about this, to be honest with you, because they totally could have just doubled down on their original decision, and they could have ignored the community feedback and at least do some PR moves in order to save face. But it looks like they are actually trying to listen to the community and take our constructive criticisms very seriously. Now, this is only a small step forward. I mean, there's a lot of other issues with Pokemon Go that players have been voicing for a very long time, but we gotta take the wins where we can get them. This is a huge deal for Pokemon Go and the community, and I really do think that we should not minimize this, considering that Niantic did actually do something that the players have been asking for. Now, what does this mean moving forward? Well, Niantic does have a lot of ground to make up for the past couple of years of just constantly ignoring the community, or essentially just not taking community concerns seriously, but I do think that this is a step in the right direction. First and foremost, there is a lot of stuff going on with the PvP community, and I would like to see Niantic start to address their concerns, as well as with raiding. Like, I feel like it's time that they started just addressing a lot of the bugs and issues that are currently plaguing raiding. I mean, the list can just go on, but I just think we have to be patient as the Pokemon Go community and continue to voice our concerns, knowing that Niantic, at least in some ways, is actually listening to the community. So yeah, this is a huge win. I'm really happy about this, and I'm really excited to see where this could lead us with Pokemon Go. Who knows, maybe they will start implementing more features that players are asking for, because yeah, they're actually listening to us. But yeah, I of course want to give Niantic the benefit of the doubt. I really do think that they do care about the community response, but at the same time, I know a lot of players have low expectations for this company, granted their history, so I could totally understand that. We'll just have to wait and see how things go from here, but this is a step in the right direction. And I do want to give credit where credit is due. Niantic did something really great here, and I do think they deserve all the praise that they are going to get. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this this video. I just want to share my thoughts. This is a huge win for the Pokemon Go community, and I really hope all of us can enjoy it. Honestly, I plan to reward Niantic with just more engagement because this is just really good. Like, I really want to reward them for this decision, give them some positive reinforcement. I'm not necessarily going to go out and spend $100 or anything like that. I mean, this is big because the reason why the community really wanted this feature back in the game is because there's just so many good things that came about it. But leave your thoughts down below. I would love to know what you think about Niantic's decision here and what else you would like to see Niantic change in Pokemon Go. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you share this with your friends and subscribe if it's your first time here. Don't forget to hit that like button and that little bell so you get notified anytime I upload a video. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.